This next group, we've already done the one on the first problem. Let's look at the second from the top. Again, translating what we've got is we've got F varies jointly. Well, varies jointly should just mean that we're doing it directly, but with one, instead of one thing, it will be two. So it'll be equals, and your K will be right there, and then right next to it, because it's jointly, should be two things. What are we varying jointly with? They actually go ahead and write it out very nicely as G squared and H. That's what it's telling you should be right next to your K. Now let's see what they give me to plug in. They tell me that I can use for F 50, so I'll plug that in. Equals, we don't know K, we're trying to find it. G, what did they give me for G? For G, they gave me 4, so for G, I can plug in a 4. Remember, G is squared, though. And H, they said for H, let's give us 2, so plug in a 2 for H. Order of operations is going to tell you you have no choice. You have to do exponents first. So you'd have to do this 4 squared first. What is 4 squared? It's 16. 4 times 4 is 16. Then you'd multiply times your 2 that's right next to it. Then you'd say, okay, well then what's 16 times 2? Well, 16 times 2 is going to give you, let's see, 32. So that'll give us a 32K. Now I still need to get K by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by a 32. Getting closer, that gives me that K equals 50 over 32, but that still reduces. They're both even numbers that are divisible by 2. So if I reduce both by 2, that will get me a reduced fraction of 25 over 16. That's my value for K. Question is, what do I do with it? I need to go back to the original and plug in my K. So let's take that K, back up to the original, plug it in, and let's see what we get. So that will give me a new version of that equation of F equals, well, K was 25 over 16 times your G squared and your H. Let's see what they give me to plug in on this final step. Notice on the final step here, they gave me to plug in a G of 3 and an H of 6. So if I plug in a G of 3 and an H of 6, remember you'll be stuck doing order of operations, so you have to do the 3 squared first, which is 9. So that will give me 25 over 16 times 9 times the 6 from the H. Remember, the 9 and 6 are both over 1. So the only way to multiply this is straight across the top. 25 times 9 times 6. And straight across the bottom, the 16 times 1 times 1. And let's see what you get for that when you multiply across the top and across the bottom. Well, multiplying straight across the top, we'll get 1350. And multiplying the 16 times 1 times 1 times across the bottom will get us 16. The question then is, does it reduce? And let's see, the only thing that I see that both are divisible by is 2. So if you divide both the top and the bottom by 2 to reduce this fraction, let's see what will happen. You'll get a 675 over a, let's see, a 8, which cannot be reduced, and that would be your final answer.